know there are child soldiers in Burma, and some people are being abused by the junta in Burma. So what can be done regarding the situation? Will NGOs and CSOs be allowed to then go into Burma and handle the situation, or will they still be discussed? How? Because that's women's rights, children's rights. It's one thing about the children dying. You see, that happens in all civil wars. So, but for them to be recruited as soldiers, and that's I think quite a pressing issue. And since they already signed it, how can we?
Okay, I'll take that one. I think we can very easily get sucked into championing a lot of different issues which some or all of us might perceive as human rights issues or whatever. And indeed you are right. In the case of child soldiers, it should quite clearly fall within the parameters of the Convention of the Rights of the Child, for example, which all ASEAN countries have signed. But the way, as I understand it, MARUAH sees it, is that it's all very well to want to fight for all these issues which are close to our hearts, but unless we have a mechanism, it will be very hard to channel the fight. So the way we see it, the first step is to work clearly towards a mechanism, and then the mechanism becomes a pathway in which all the other interests and concerns can gain progress. So I think it will be a lot more useful, which is what, as you can see here, what this panel is doing, to do that kind of homework and create a kind of context for engaging the powers, the national governments and the ASEAN Secretariat, in order to create this mechanism. And it's when that mechanism is in place, then only is it really possible to make substantive progress on the particular issues that people are concerned with, be it child soldiers, migrant workers, and so forth. So, yeah, I think, it's what is important. It's really the mechanism that needs to be laid out, and that's what you are hearing from this panel. Is there anything else you want to add?
Can I comment on that?
Okay, you want to add? Okay.
I don't know that whether at the same time that we are going towards that mechanism, right, that specific issues cannot in themselves be addressed as part of that. Some people may not want to be involved in the big thing, right? But to say like child rights, right? How do I not do it alone or with other people, but come under some sort of association with others, so that it can be a loose association or whatever it is. But there is acknowledgement that if you want to do that, right, then that's a good thing. You see, specific issues. Just like if somebody wants to take up, I think that it's maybe more inclusive that way.
Yes, I think that is exactly what we have in our structure, which I think was an extension to Alex's answer, which you preempted. Thank you. The structure that we are looking at is that it's a core group that does all, way quite boring and heavy to do, as I said, actually boring, I am sure, to go and do the research on the mechanism, on the different country models. Yeah. But the whole other part is equally important because it goes back to the fundamental. Why are we keen on a mechanism? We are keen on a mechanism because there are so many issues, right? In ASEAN today, 116 out of the 516 million people in ASEAN live below US $2 per day. That is almost 50% already. And it has been going on for the last 40 years. How can we not be involved? But the bigger question is, do we need to do all of it ourselves as MARUAH? There are other groups, that's why we have been saying from the word go, the diversity is important. important, but it shouldn't be that MARUAH does not get involved in that or the other groups get involved in MARUAH. We have to be together. That is why our structure involves these different concentric circles. That there's a core group doing the boring work, but there's another group around it within MARUAH, the public education group, that will have to link up with all the different groups to say, okay, child soldiers, what can we do? What is it that you're doing? How can we give support? Do you want us to be a supporting partner, for example? But one also has to bear in mind that if, let's say, one wants to go and do picketing or whatever, and if, let's say, MARUAH feels that that is something we cannot afford to go and align, it doesn't mean then that MARUAH does not believe in the issue. It does. It is just that because we've got to open these boring lines to the government, we have to do this big dance and big pretense and all the rest. So that is the understanding that we need to ask and appeal from everyone. It is not that we are not there with the issue. It's not that at all. And in this particular incident, all of us, in our statement, we have made it very clear what are the groups that have been left out in the charter, right? And yes, compliance with CRC is we need to hold governments accountable, but that is still, in a way, the big issue is already in the charter that you have clause 2, I cannot remember, clause 2 point something, that totally negates another clause, because you are saying you don't want to interfere with our governments, etc. Democracy, governance, everything you agree, but then it has to be back to national sovereignty. How are we going to solve the problem of Myanmar? So Myanmar has child soldiers, CRC comes in, and human rights reports, Amnesty International, everybody has written about this. No one is budging. Here comes the charter. The charter is actually quite useless also for that part to handle. So the more the CSOs in the region can get together to keep badgering on one issue and one issue alone, the ratification of the charter, we cannot use. We will go back to all the disparate, horrible things that keep going on. That's my